Pero kailan po sando?
Box ko.
84th anniversary celebration of the Court of Appeals, and one of its highlights is the turnover ceremony of the 2 container vans, which will serve as supplemental storage for the values of the Judicial Records Division of the Court of Appeals. To begin with the program, we call on Ms. Jane G. Sabido, Chief of the Archive Section, for the opening prayer.
Let us put ourselves in the holy presence of God. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Dear God, we are very thankful for this beautiful Monday morning and for giving us a brand new day to celebrate with our dear co-workers the 84th Foundation Anniversary of the Court of Appeals. Today, Lord, we are very grateful to you for making our dream come true, that of acquiring 2 container vans that could serve as an additional place to store our valuable documents and rolos. May you continue to bless, guide, and protect every members of this court, as well as their families and friends. We are also offering a special prayer for those people who unselfishly contribute their time, effort, and resources in making this noble project possible, especially the Justice of this Court, who is headed by the dynamic acting presiding Justice Remedios Fernando, retired Associate Justice Norman D. Pizarro, Attorney Hamerlan Ray, our beloved Clerk of Court, and Mr. Fernando C. Prieto, Chief of the Judicial Records Division. This we ask in the mighty name of Jesus, through the intercession of Mama Mary. Amen. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Please be seated. For the opening remarks, may we call on the Honorable Justice Madeline Barrios, Associate Justice of this Court and Chairperson, Committee on Records Management and Information.
Nga po si Justice Pizarro. Hintay niya na. Hindi ko naipit.
Acting Presiding Justice, Judge Salazar Fernando, fellow justices of the Court of Appeals, our honored guests, fellow workers of the Court of Appeals, good morning. And congratulations once more on the occasion of our 84th anniversary. So we're gathered here today to witness the formal turnover to the Court of Appeals of these two nice-looking 40-footer container vans. This would be a great help to the Court. As you know, for the past 84 years, voluminous records and folios of cases have accumulated up to several hundreds of thousands. And the storage of these records have become a problem to the Court. Right now, these records are kept in the top floors of our annex buildings, and the sheer weight of the records can compromise the structural strength of the building, not to mention the danger to fire, because paper is easily combustible. Fortunately, we have in our midst a friend who has a knack of providing solutions through novel ideas. While still a member of the Court, he spearheaded the cleaning and improvement of the Court's premises by his so-called CA Ganda project. Though now retired, his genuine concern for the betterment of the Court continues. And to address the problem of storage, he has kindly donated, using his personal funds, these two handsome-looking container vans. It is expected that some 50 to 60,000 folios can be accommodated in these two vans. So in behalf of the grateful Court of Appeals, especially from the Committee on Records Management and Information, headed by Mr. Preto, I wish to thank Honorable Justice Normandy P. Pizarro for his generosity. A big applause for Justice Pizarro. If you clap out harder, we will donate 2 more. Thank you very much. We shall proceed now with the formal turnover of these container vans. Maraming salamat po.
As one of the highlights of the affair, we call on the Honorable Acting Presiding Justice, Mr. Salazar Fernando, Honorable Manuel Barrios, Honorable Normandy B. Pizarro, say Associate Justice of the Court of Appeals, Attorney Adita Zamaran Ray, Mr. Fernando C. Prieto, to do the honors in the unveiling and the ribbon cutting of the team of the containers.
Sama po kayo.
Justice, halika na, naghihintay na sila.
Sir, sa kabilang side.
We request all the honorable justices to join us.
Ayan, para po ang kapatid audience.
Justice.
Ayan, picture. Mabuhay ang bagong kasal.
Pasok na tayo. Dito tayo mga justices. Meron, meron.
Airport ulit na.
Aircon mo yan, di ba? Yan, yan. Yan, malinis,
Kaibigan ko, may ginawa ka.
Meron po.
Malaki sa condominium.
Walang aircon.
Eh, yan, bakit yan?
Fire ko ni...
Bayan.
Ano ito? Quarantine.
Sabi ko parang bayan, ganito lang gawin mo office sa city. Ilagay mo lang doon sa ating lot.
Announcing the arrival of Supreme Court Justice N.T. Reyes.
Bawal. Bawal, bawal. Oo.
Balik na tayo para
Kim, ay na. Kasi, pagiging ko yung mga justices.
Dilawan tayo.
Bawa siya program. Sabi ko sa'yo.
Kaibigan ko rin.
Lalagyan pa ng aircon.
babalikin mo raw sila.
Thank you so much, Justices. Before we move on to the next part of the program, we want also to acknowledge the presence of our former presiding Justice, Honorable Ruben T. Reyes. Thank you so much for the consideration. To introduce our guest of honor today, may we call on Attorney Celine Ventura Cunanan, Division Clerk Court, 17th Division.
Good morning, everyone. I'm privileged to be given the task of introducing our guest this morning. A 2007 Ulirang Ama awardee, our guest is a retired Court of Appeals Justice who achieved zero backlog status in just a few years after his transfer to CA Manila, and maintained his zero backlog record until his retirement from the judiciary in February 2018. As magistrate, his service to and love for the Court of Appeals and the public went beyond the four corners of his chambers. Armed with excellent management skills and leadership capabilities, he strengthened the security services of the CA Guards by initiating certain programs such as the issuance of their uniforms, updating essential equipment, providing trainings to them, and requiring them to participate in calisthenics, drills, and briefings. Ensuring safety to all court employees, our guest eradicated the constant flooding in the court premises and pursued the installation of safety electronic devices. On top of that, he made sure that the sanctity and image of the court is preserved. So much so that he effectively effaced all unnecessary activities within the halls of this court and introduced renovations for the beautification of our court buildings. Seeking to further serve the public, he also spearheaded the establishment of the Court of Appeals One-Stop Shop Processing Center. On the other hand, his love for the court employees and for sports is evident through his initiative to revive the sports clubs of NCA Manila. He even became a sports advisor and sponsored basketball games in CA. The free use of Phil-Am parking was also made possible through the efforts of our guest today. Unknown to many, he has helped court employees, financially or otherwise, either personal or work-related issues. Of significance, of course, is his help and generosity extended to an employee of this court who was afflicted with cancer. On a personal note, there was one time which I cannot forget when the 4th floor of the main building of this court was raised with fire. While the employees were getting out of the building, one lady who was then pregnant hurriedly went down the stairs. She could have actually fallen had it not for our guest who valiantly caught her in his arms. Our guest is not only a passionate and generous magistrate, but also an entertainer at heart and a man of wisdom. It is only therefore appropriate for me to mention that he is no stranger to giving speeches and lectures, as in fact, he has been invited as guest of honor and speaker in many events, such as the July 19, 2000 parade and review of the Philippine Military Academy in Baguio City, and the February 26, 2011 testimonial parade of the Philippine National Police Academy in Camp Castañeda in Silang, Cavite, to name a few. Today, our guest, once again, demonstrates his love and generosity for our court by donating 2 container vans. This notwithstanding the fact that he is already retired close to 2 years now. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome and at the same time congratulate him in advance as I gathered that he will run for Congress. Justice, forgive me for disclosing this piece of information as I am simply excited and proud to share this news to everyone here present. So, without further delay, let us listen and give a warm of applause to our champion and my mentor, Justice Normandy P. Pizarro.
Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat. I do not deserve this kind of a reception. Because I feel that in the coming of time, my next bonus might be encumbered again. Babatiin ko po muna kayo lahat ng magandang umaga. Namimiss ko po kayo. Lalo na si Supreme Court Justice Ruben D. Reyes, who just like me was battered by time. He has the last say in the House. His last say is yes, dear. Tawa-tawa. Palakpakan po natin si Justice Reyes. Yung pong nakalagay dito sa tarpaulin. Sa baba po nakalagay dyan, we still love the Court of Appeals. Pinago po ng aking idol, who is a woman of very strong personality, notwithstanding the fact that she is beautiful and charming, and she has a lot of admirers, secret admirers. One volunteered to be the president of the Mitch Fernando Fans Club. inilagay niya rito yung pangalan ko, tsaka doon sa program, we still have Justice Normandy. Salamat po. Una sa lahat, gusto kong magpasalamat sa ating Panginoon Diyos and our Blessed Virgin Mary. I carried her for 4 years nightly in a Holy Rosary Crusade in Quezon City, of which I was a youth president. Pag sinabi kong ang bahay na pupunta natin ay bahay ni Justice Bato, Justice Pizarro, Justice Ibanez, pag sinabi ko, ang haba po ng pila. Kasi sabi ko, masarap pagpakain niya. Pwede ba, palakpakan natin si Justice Bato, Ibanez. So, I was on time limit. I was given only 3 hours to speak. So, I will abridge it by 1/2. So, this is a great celebration of life. Hindi po ako lang ang nag-donate. Ang aking mga ibang first cousins, so Annabelle's restaurant thing, W. Brown. Pero, according to your hassles, dapat pangalan pa lang ang nakalagay. When we projected the taking over of 180 parking spaces, the same tickets matter came about. Alam niyo po ba, para ako naglono ng 3 bilyon nung inimbestiga ako ng may-ari. Ng may-ari SM. Kung makita ng mabuting tao tayo, hindi masyado masama. We were given 180 parking spaces. Alam niyo, sa Quezon City, when I was in charge of the Halls of Justice, yung isang babaeng judge nakaparado sa parking ng another kotse ng babae, nag-aaway sila. Parking spaces, so precious. What I did there was I pre-numbered all the parking spaces and there was order from chaos. So dito, question ng iba, hindi lang naman. Just like when I was interrupted in a flag ceremony speech. Kaya para sa kabutihan, greater good. If there is a problem, address it to your conscience. Mag-inhibit. Pero dapat tulungan natin ang mga kawawa nating empleyado at ang mga justices na nahihirapan din sa parking. So this is a celebration of life. Please do not trivialize the importance of this undertaking. It is a showcase of how we have championed the cause of voluntariness, voluntarism, and what I call the fifth function of management, with your permission and indulgence. I invented it, I perfected it in the Court of Appeals. The function of Imagineering. Function of Imagineering, sub-functions of which are innovation, initiative, sweetened with love for people and country. So, ituloy po natin ang ganito. Kaya lang, dalawang culprit dito. Tatanggapin ko na lang sana yung bonus ko. Nakita ko papel na lang natanggap ko. Napunta dito. Isang ban lang sana ito tuloy. Nagsalita isang matigas na babae, hindi ko naman mahindihan. I was saying in Cagayan de Oro, I am the Mitch Fernando of Cagayan de Oro. She was retorting that I am her clown. Wala akong tumatawa rito. Pwede ba palakpakan muna tayo? And so, isang ban na dinagdagan ng 2, may utang pa ako. So, hindi ba nila pagmamahal natin sa korte. And so, sabi ni Ando Prieto, the second tormento of mine, iyak ng iyak yan, wala raw kayong storage. Sa Baguio pa. Do you know that in Baguio there was a threatened takeover of the premises dahil di natin ginagamit. I happen to have a best friend there, Mayor Dumogan. Started as a janitor, became two-time mayor, three-time mayor, three-time congressman. Hindi nyo ba alam, may nagtrabaho rin para hindi makuha yung premises natin. Nakikita nila, hindi natin ginagamit. And so, all funny situations, ang records natin, dinadala pa sa Baguio para hindi makuha yung premises. And pagbalik, nagbebenta tayo ng papel sa Central Luzon and all that. This may seem to be a very simplistic idea, but by the power of imagineering and innovation, this should help us in the coming of time. So, problema lang, humingi pa kayo ng aircon, talagang masama ang ugali ninyo. So, pag-iisipan po natin, in one occasion in Manila Hotel, I delivered a speech with your indulgence. Nandun po yata si third degree cousin ko, si Pasadong Chief Justice Lucas Pizarro. I pleaded for the cause of the Marawi victims. I was able to raise from the audience 350,000. A certain Colonel Curubino, who is a security chief of a big company, you know it, was there. Immediately the post contin, tinapatan ko ng 350,000 din for Marawi. So we sent the money to Mindanao to help the victims of Marawi. 700,000. Pwede ba palakpakan yung anak ko? Mitch Fernando, nagmamadali ka, hindi nagagahan. So, I urge all of you to please do not trivialize this undertaking. It's so important. I am supposed to have 3 people who are part of my entourage. They have time planning problems. One here is a member of the Lambda Rho Fraternity of Sambeda. He just retired from the MICP Customs Aduana. The fraternity brother of those people who were appointed recently to the Supreme Court, Justice Fernando, Sami Garlan, and the smiling Justice Corrales at the back. Let me present to him the son of ex-mayor Bayambang, and the mother is the late Judge Pereira. He lost in the last congressional elections. He was responsible for voting into office one lowly party list group. Isang professional sa bawat pamilyang Pilipino ang kanilang battle cry for elections na po sila. Ang party list ng aking misis. Nag-away-away lang sila lately. Butch, ililista lang. Yan po si Butch Pereira. Panapakan po natin. Coming over, baka hindi nyo na maabutan. Kasi ako hindi nyo rin nantay. Nagsimula na kayo. Talagang ganyan ang ugali nyo, hindi siya masama. He is the barangay captain of a barangay in near Malacanang. He is now the president of the Barangay Association of Manila. He is now the Man Friday of the mayor. I am privileged. I'll be having an appointment with the mayor also. He has some great future in politics. Whose nephew na pasok natin dito, and who was a battered husband whose annulment I was able to help in terms of blessings and advices. Nandiyan ba? Wala. Si Mr. Lenny Bakod, kalbo na siya. Mamaya pa ang girlfriend niya, isang PNP manager, ikakasal na raw sila. Ulit. Pangatlo, the one who is a secret admirer of some beauties in the Court of Appeals, he is volunteering to be the president of a fan club. Si Consul Raul Concepcion, he is coming also. coming from Moncada, pero hindi na dadating siguro in time kasi apurado na tayo lahat. I happen to have the privilege of bantering in a visit to the Chief Justice. Chief Justice, I call him Apo Justice Pizarro. He was a colleague at the Manila Prosecutor's Office. I practically received and embraced him. I come from the dry and arid land of Ilocanja, just like the summer presentation. Girlfriend niya noon, isang taga-surgeon, nakita pangasawa niya, nagngangalang Audrey Peralta. Natutuwa siya at meron tayong project na ganito. He is championing the cause of speedy trial in criminal law or cases. So, we had banter kami dalawa lang ni Bebot Pelio pala natin sa kasal nila ni Audrey kasi in the mythical lake Hawaii. Sabi ko, hindi ko na po ibibigay sa inyo, Justice, kay Audrey, yung mga tsokolate ko dahil elevated blood sugar din ako. Saka nakita ko litrato ng mga anak niyo, malalaki na sa journal. Sabi niya, hindi manong, ako kumakain ng tsokolate, padala mo lang. So, di ba, palakpakan natin si Chief Justice Dado Peralta. Nakikita po sa CCTV, malumanay at saka madamot ang palakpak niyo. I thought he will be scolding me for an indiscretion. But I was with somebody. We had to pay in a place in Clark. We entered a small room. We played in the table. Meron palang nakasunod sa atin. Mag-iingat po kayo. This is not case related. This has something to do with the two greatest sins of mankind, according to Eduardo Manalo. Kasalanan ng tao, envy at saka greed. Pati siya pinadalang po ng Islam letter. Sabi niya, tulungan si Justice Pizarro, paninira yan. I have never been disciplined and I thank the Supreme Court for fast-tracking my 4 harassment cases. They finished it in 4 months. That's why I was able to receive my little retirement benefit. And so, as a parting shot, I'm looking at my bullet points. This is the best example of our love, passion for our work, and for the poor people. I recall the sad story of an old woman who came to me when I was RTC judge sa Ilocos. She said, "Alanakong ko, alpasem iti kasumin, puri mahabak kami." Translated, anak ko, hindi paling matalo na kami sa kaso. Tapusin mo na lang. Nasaktan ko ako, nagtumimo sa puso ko na pag-iigihan natin dapat ang ating trabaho. The oldest case in the Philippines, I was told by the third court there, is a 50-year-old civil case. Matanda lang ako ng ilang taon noon. Pari, salamat. May dala ka bang beer? And so, and this is my report to you. Kung ano man ang kasalanan ko, kagaspangan ko, damutan nyo na, pasensyaan nyo na. Pero itong affair na ito, lahat po ng mga sapatos ko, sira na, bumili ako ng bagong sapatos. Para kay Mitch Fernando at saka si Andrew Prieto. I recall that such story, nagtumimo po sa puso ko na dapat we should restore the economies of the poor, the economies of the rich, and the economy of country. Ang maitutulong po natin, paspasan natin ang mga kaso at tapusin natin. Prosecutor po ako yung Manila, zero backlog ako. RTC ako ng Bigan, zero backlog. RTC ako ng Tandon Ilocos, Zero Backlash, RTC ng Quezon City, Zero Backlash. At ginaya ko si Vince Fernando, Zero Backlash ako sa Court of Appeals. Pwede ba bumalakpak muna kayo? Ending na ito. I recall the story of Napoleon Bonaparte. A soldier of his was being operated in the heart. He said, "Doctor, mag-ingat po kayo. If your knife veers farther to the right, you might pierce my heart. And you might see inside my heart the picture of Napoleon Bonaparte. You may not be an adherent of Napoleon Bonaparte, whose teachings, whose system, strategies are copied by the Russian generals, by our pioneers, and business executives. But God forbids, if you are operated in the chest, near your heart, sana wag naman mangyari. At nahiwa ng doktor yung puso nyo. Sana makita sa puso nyo ang inyong pagmamahal sa trabaho, pagmamahal sa Court of Appeals, pagmamahal sa Judiciary, at pagmamahal sa bayan. Pwede na po kayong pumalakpak.
Mr. Credo.
Ni Ray.
Bibigyan mo kayong dalawa.
Ni Ray, dito ko.
Ano mo?
May misa kasi. May breakfast pa kasi yun. Ang beling. Ang beling ko. Ang beling na natin. Justice, ito. Para ano? Sa kabila. Yan. At umibay. Ito rin. Ay. Meron pa pala.
Yan po dapat ang ikakabit. Yan po yung dapat ikakabit sa van. Opo. Yan yung ikakabit sa van. Trabahuin nyo.
May ipapauwi ko sa mga.
Opo.
May we still love. Sabi mo yan, ah.
Pabasa mo ngayon ako. Basahin mo.
Oo.
We still love justice naman.
We still love. Oh.
Hindi.
Sige na ako nang mag-ano mamaya.
Hindi, para mabasa mo.
Ayan. Basahin mo. Ha?
Court of Appeals Judicial Records Fund. Project of Acting Presiding Justice Remigio A. Salazar Fernando and Mr. Fernando C. Prieto, Chief JRD. Donated by Justice Normonte P. Pizarro and Company. We still love you, Justice Normonte. Very, very much.
Thank you so much. For the closing remarks, I become the Honorable
Mabilis lang.
Acting Presiding Justice, Remedios Isa
Eh, may misa.
Good morning, my dear colleagues, former PJ and Supreme Court Justice Ruben Reyes, our donor, retired Justice Norman D. Pizarro, and his relatives. Today, we're so lucky that in time for our 84th anniversary, we have the turnover ceremonies and the actual turnover of 2 container vans, the purpose of which was already mentioned by Justice Barrios. So my role here is to close the ceremonies, and I would just like to take this opportunity to thank Justice Norman de Pizarro and his relatives for this very noble project. It was conceptualized as early as 2017, but it was shelved not only because of the turnover of the functions of the presiding justice, but because he retired early in February 2018. He retired, but he left his mark in Maria Orosa, particularly in the Court of Appeals. And so, Justice Pizarro, gratitude is the most exquisite form of courtesy. And gratitude felt without expressing it is nothing, because it's like a present which is being wrapped and not being given. And so, on behalf of a grateful court, we thank Justice Norman de Pizarro and his relatives for donating this much-needed container vans. Thank you, Justice Pizarro, at mabuhay po kayo.
Thank you, Presiding Justice Fernando. Maraming pong salamat sa lahat at inaanyayahan ang ating mga justices sa isang masarap na almusal sa Alex Reyes room. Thank you.
Picture.